I cannot believe the summer is almost over. So let's jump into this perfect back to school dress. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. Stop right here to follow us on all our social medias. If you like us, check us out. All right, so let's get into what you need. This is Petite Stitchery Spencer Boxy Tee. This is the kids version. And then it's also available in the babies and women's sizes, and it's designed for knit fabrics. There's multiple options. There's a solid option and a color block option. I'm going to be doing the color block option. Okay, so first you're going to need 2 of these mirrored images, front and back, and I'm going to be cutting on this center seam here. And then it is the same piece for the front and the back, and this is how I do it. I just kind of tape it on there so that I can use that there. And then I am cutting the, I think, dress line there. Or that was the midi line. And the same thing here. This is the 2 front and back pieces here with the center seam. And I used the dress line here because I didn't want it to be so long, so it left about that much off. But yeah, I didn't want it to be too long for my little girl. So, all right, then you'll need 1 neckband piece, and then you'll need 2 sleeve pieces here. All right, so once you get all your pattern pieces cut out, this is what that looks like. And I have my 2 front pieces cut at that lower scooped neckline, and my 2 back pieces cut at that higher scooped neckline. And then I have my bottom 2 front pieces, and then my back 2 back pieces. 2 sleeves. I did cut 1 of each color. And then of course my neckband. There it is. It's just folded up. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start sewing the middle seam on 1 long edge here. All right, so the middle seam, that's what it looks like when it's all done. We're going to lay them right sides together now. And I did want them to be kind of staggered. So that's the back piece right side up, and then the bottom back piece right side down. And we're going to do this long edge seam here. Same thing with the front piece. I have the front piece right side up here, and then the bottom piece of the front side is right side down, as you can see. And then I'll flip it up here so you can see as well. All right, and so to make this perfect, you'll just sew that middle seam here. This is what it looks like. I did go ahead and give it a good press, and I did top stitch all of those down. That's totally optional. You don't have to do that. So now we're going to do our shoulder seams. This is the front piece. So I have the back piece right side up, and I'm putting the front piece right side down. Match those shoulder seams up, and then just give them a good old serge or zigzag stitch, whatever machine you're using. Use the stitch that is best for knit fabric. All right, now that we have these shoulder seams on or together, we'll go ahead and open these up and put the sleeve piece into the arm side here. All right, so I'm going to be putting the blue with the yellow, and then the yellow with the blue. So I'm going to snip a middle point here, and that's where I'm going to add in my sleeve so that I get the best stretch, and I know exactly where that middle point is. So I just made like a little notch in the middle of my sleeve here, and I'm going to grab some clips and I'm going to pin it to the sleeve. It's going to look a little crazy because you have to kind of stretch it into the arm side. So I'm putting my right side down of my sleeve, and then when you go over to your serger or sewing machine, you'll just give it a good stretch. If you need to pin those edges, do that. But just make sure you're catching that edge, and then we're going to do the same thing with this one. Of course, I'm going to be using the yellow. Again, I notched that middle point right side down. So always right sides together. All right. And then you go around the arm side, and this is what that looks like. That's the right side so that you can see. All right, so now we're going to flip this right sides together and do our side seams. So we're almost done. That's how simple this dress is. It's really cute. All right. And then you're just going to match up your side seams here and do your sleeve all the way down the side seam. all the way down, which you can't see, so I'll flip it up. Yeah, all the way down the edge. That's what it looks like. Now we're going to do our neckband, but we need to quarter up this neckband. We already have our middle pieces, middle front and middle back. But let's go ahead and get this neckband. So I've got it folded this way. I guess you would say that's hamburger. And now we're going to fold it hot dog style. And then we're going to sew that little edge piece right there. This is what that looks like, all done up. All right, and then now I'm going to snip the middle point here on the very end of my neckband. And this is what I like to call quartering. This is perfect technique to use with any type of band that you're adding. So you can add a band to the sleeves. You can add a band to the bottom if you don't want a hem or something like that, or you don't have a machine that does hem well. Yeah. So now we're going to match up that snipped point we did and that seam that we have when you flip it out. And I'm going to lay it down and then find my 2 side points. So we're using that back seam as 1 point. We're using the 3 snipped pieces here. All right, and then now we need to quarter up this neckband because as you see, there's a different scoop in the front than there is in the back. So we need to match up this front and back seam. And then you will find that the actual true sides are a little bit in front of the shoulder seam here. Okay, this is an important step or you're gonna have like a really wonky neckband. So go ahead and mark those. I do a little tiny notch. And then now we are going to clip our neckband on. Okay, so I'm going to leave the garment wrong side out. I like to match up my back seam to the back of the neckband. So you're wanting all those raw edges to be together. So you'll have 2 raw edges from that neckband and 1 raw edge from the actual garment. Go ahead and give those a good clip. And this is like a crucial step to making sure that your neckband fits and there's no extra fabric anywhere, no bunching. It's perfect. And also, if you need to practice with the fabric, rib fabric is perfect. So now we're going to sew this entire circle here. Go all the way around the circle, catching all those edges. And that's it, completed. I put my tag in the middle back there. And I'm just going to go ahead and top stitch everything down on the neckband and then go ahead and hem these sleeves. And of course, the bottom of the dress. Yeah, the hem is kind of your preference, but I typically always do like a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. This is what it looks like all done. I love it. It's super cute. It gives you a chance to use all those maybe bigger scrap pieces that you have for this color block option. But I love it. Throw some biker shorts underneath there and it's perfect for any girl, especially like kindergarten level. But thank you guys so much for watching and I can't wait to show you guys what I'm doing next week. Bye!